Great game today, Mickey.
Yeah, lads done great. Box to box, 3 points, win to win, turn a corner. Long season, one game at a time. Fantastic support. Cheers. Thanks very much, lads. Hello.
Coral sponsors Off the Ball on ESPN.
Well, finally, we now know who will be managing England at Euro 2012. It will be Roy Hodgson, which is a popular selection to a degree with the panel. But now the speculation about who is Roy going to play against France, who's going to take to the tournament. We're going to just go around very quickly. And Ian, you're going to start with the midfielders, the wingers particularly, because there's quite a lot of speculation about this. Out of Adam Johnson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Stuart Downing and Aaron Lennon, which two from those four do you think Roy will take?
I don't think he'll take Stuart Downing because I just don't think he's one of those players that is great for one game every 10. He is the Graham Ricks of modern times, all right?
I loved Graham Ricks.
Yeah, we all love Graham Ricks, but he was one of these guys that never produced that much.
No.
So I don't think Stuart Downing. We've got Adam Johnson, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Aaron Lennon. Right, I'm taking Lennon. Yeah. Because I think he's had about 2 months off this season. He's rested and he's fit and he looked good against Bolton. He looked very, very dangerous, that sort of pace. He's finally got a bit of end product as well. And I've got a choice between Adam Johnson and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Do you know what? I think it might be one tournament too soon for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I mean, he's obviously a talent. I think in 4 years' time, I wouldn't be surprised to see him playing in the Rooney role. He is an outstanding footballer and he's got all the natural ability, but he's 18.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a kid. And I think taking a kid to an international tournament like that, so unbelievably, I think Adam Johnson actually might be the one that you take because he can play the side, can't he? Really, Adam Johnson, he can come inside or go wide, and so I think I'd take those two.
And he has some experience as well.
And he
Adam
has
Johnson.
some experience.
Bob, we're going to ask you about strikers. It's not an easy choice, this, assuming the players like Rooney or Welbeck will go. Out of Peter Crouch, Jermaine Defoe, Andy Carroll, and Bobby Zamora, bit of history with Hodgson. Which of two of those four would you expect?
I think the history with Zamora will count huge. Because I think Roy's a very sensible man, and he does what he knows best, you know, and he knows Zamora, and he trusts Zamora, and I think Zamora deserves a shot.
Yeah.
I think he's been
That
a very
shot's going to end up in Rhodes' head. That's the point with that. Can't have another shot, mate. Go on, get it closer.
I think he'll take Zamora because I think he trusts his temperament, which is very important. By the way, I wouldn't nail on Rooney being gone because I think Roy's going to think, you want me to take someone, but I can't play them until we may well be out. We've done that before with injured players. We've taken injured players, and then when we get through, you'll be back in the team. And they've just, and it hasn't worked. So I wouldn't say that's nailed on. I think Zamora will go, and also for the best possible reasons, not just because he wants to lump it up and play, but because he trusts the English game. I believe he has faith in the English game and he trusts the English game. So I think he'll take Crouch because I think Crouch is the quintessential English centre-forward. He's brilliant in the air. He's also a very, very talented ball player. So I think he'll take Zamora and Crouch and I think he'll get the best out of them.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, Crouch got a great goal record for England. I mean, he deserves to be there. Harry, we're going to ask you about the big question about who's going to wear that armband. And in the betting, Gerrard is probably just favourite over Scott Parker. Joe Hart, third favourite. Will it be one of those three? Which one? Or could it be someone else?
I think it will be one of those three. And I think the trouble is with the England captaincy is it always causes trouble, doesn't it? And I think he'll give it to Gerrard, but then that'll be seen as a snub to Scott Parker and Spurs and Harry Redknapp. And so I think he can't win whatever he does. But he could probably give it to Joe Hart, and then he would offend Liverpool and Spurs. Yeah. But I think he'll go with Gerrard because Gerrard was his captain at Liverpool. And I think he sort of deserves the England captaincy in a way because he's the best sort of driving force.
But did he get on well with Gerrard at Liverpool?
Well, Gerrard's come out and in support of him
very quickly.
Very quickly. So maybe he did.
Not that quickly.
No.
Not that quickly. There was a deafening silence.
There was
when Roy was first
defending a cabinet
that was
minister,
a shock.
There was a long silence before they finally went, oh, yes, he's all right.
He'll be photographed with him by the gate of the house. Anyway.
It's that close.
Well, you see, so Gerrard,
so I'm
Gerrard for Harry.
Yes.
And the final question, I mean, a lot been written about Roy wants to speak to Ferdinand and Terry and check they can play together. But when it comes to that French game, who would you actually expect to be lining up at centre-back for the French game?
I imagine he wants to speak to Ferdinand to tell him he's not in the squad, because I wouldn't even have him in the squad.
But do you think Roy will have him in the squad?
Get into Roy's mind.
Yes, please.
I think he's going to go John Terry, Gary Cahill.
That is the even money favourite.
Yeah, definite.
You're a shrewd man. So there we have it. There's some speculation about the squad, all to be played for in the coming weeks, but I think we pretty much nailed down most of the key questions.
Extraordinary, fascinating, but enough about me, eh?